Hey, this is Tyler with Dieselgeek, and today we're going to be doing a super pin in this 2024 Golf R. The first step is to remove the center console from the vehicle. I was very pleased to learn that it is actually a lot easier than removing the center console on the Mark 6 or Mark 7 platforms. Really only a couple tools are required, so let's go check those out and then we can get into it. Okay, Mark 8 center console removal tools. We've got a flashlight, a T20, a 10mm socket, a 90-degree pick, a nut driver, a little ratchet, and an interior trim tool. You really want to have a nice wide interior trim tool so you can avoid making any digs or mars in the plastic, because there are a couple of plastic on plastic pieces that have to get pried apart. Okay, so we're starting at the back of the car here with the seats all the way forward and raised up enough. The reason is that we need to be able to access a fastener and a cover right here. So this cover is just going to pop out and then down, and then there's going to be a 10mm headed bolt in here, and you're going to find the same thing on the other side. We also have this assembly that needs to come out, and the way this comes out is you start to pry with your big broad trim tool down here at the bottom and pop it out a little bit, and then once the bottom is out, then you go ahead and lift up. Now you'll find some connectors in here, but because all these cars are push button start and EPB, what we're going to do at this point before we go any further is we're going to remove the two bolts down here. They're both 10mm headed bolts, just anchoring this center console to the floor pan. And once we have that, we're going to go ahead and bring the seats back into the driving position so we can work up front, and then we're going to go and disconnect the battery before we actually unplug anything. Okay, now that we've got our battery disconnected, we can start unplugging these things and not have to worry so much about making this car upset. So we've got 4 connectors. 2 are on this back panel here. They have a little tab that you need to press down. Same thing on this side, but it's hard to see. Now we have 2 more here, one for the temperature duct and the other for the panel. The duct just slides on out, and you can see we've got a tab here and a tab here. We just simultaneously depress them and it'll wiggle free. And then down here for this guy, we've just got another tab here, tab, and gentle pull. Okay, with those 4 disconnected, we can get this back section out of the way, and we'll go ahead and move up front. All right, so the first things first is I like to get this shift boot lifted. We already have this pre-prepared, but this will give you the general idea. So you're going to want to take your trim tool, your broad flat trim tool here, and insert it between the boot and this shiny black trim surround. You push in a little bit. Once you free the clips for the plastic frame for the shifter boot, you kind of just work your hands around here and free the clips and wiggle and lift. Then you just go ahead and lift it up and turn it inside out. And once we can see inside of the center console, we'll start working what we need to work in here. So we've got 3 electrical connectors in here. This brown one on the left, this black one on the right, and then our starter button here. And we already have these released, but basically what you're going to be working with is you'll have this red secondary catch here. What you'll do, and I'm going to try to do it with my thumbs out of the way so you can see what's going on, is we need to slide this red secondary catch back about 4mm. You don't want to take it out if you can avoid it. And then what you'll do is you'll need to depress this tab, and then once that's back and you depress the tab, then you can wiggle the connector out of the station. Same goes for the black connector on the right side of the car over here. Works exactly the same way. And then the starter button's a work by braille situation, but the connector is plugged into the bottom of the starter button like this, And what you're going to be doing is reaching your hand in there to simultaneously depress this catch while pulling it down out of the car. Also, the starter button does pop up a bit out of the console, and that gives you a little bit more room to work with. And then when you're finished on the reinstall, you go ahead and tap it back down. With the 3 electrical connectors disconnected, we can remove a T20 headed bolt that lives in this slot right there. And then we have the exact same situation on the other side of the vehicle. Moving right along, we're going to go ahead and lift up our little rubber boot there, and we'll disconnect our phone charger. Now the phone charger is going to be clipped in. It's just this panel right here. It'll be clipped in, so you'll reach in from underneath here and brace off the inside of the console and then lift it up. And then once the front edge lifts up, then you can bring it towards you. And you have one connector in here. And this one has a really small catch. You just need to depress this rectangle right here while you simultaneously work this out. Use care not to scuff your shiny black trim. All right, so that can get set aside. Next, we'll remove this panel right here. This is just clipped in, so you go and wrap your fingers around the bottom edge here and just pull towards you firmly, but also be real square and be sure to pull straight back. You've got 2 connectors inside here for your media center. Again, the tabs are kind of small, so you can use a pick and just press down on the tab, press down on the tab, and wiggle and free them. All right, so after that media center guy is out of the way, you've got 2 T20s securing the forward console to the dashboard. You just zip those out. We'll get that one later. Next, we're going to come down low. We've got a T20 headed bolt, this hole right there, and we have the analogous fastener on the other side of the car and the driver's side footwell. And really everything should be free. Your 12-volt lighter, or your 12-volt outlet, and connections inside of the center console or the storage compartment here are all plugged into the master harness, so you don't actually have to reach in and disconnect any of the connectors under here except for the ones that we've shown. But assuming that everything's free, just go ahead and lift and wiggle, and it'll just slide back about 1 inch, and then you just kind of continue to lift and wiggle, and you'll guide this shifter boot aperture over the boot here. And it's a little bit heavy, maybe 20 pounds or so, and just carefully slide it out of the car, and if something is still connected or stuck, then it'll let you know, and just don't yank on it. I just knocked the GoPro off and I'm stuck. Okay, now that we've got the center console out of the way, we'll work on pulling the last couple components that allow us to access the cabin shifter assembly and do that super pin. So first thing to that end is we'll need to take this 10mm headed screw out. We'll just give this console bracket a bump to the side. Yep, just give it a little tap, and that'll come off, and you can roll that out of the way there. Then we grab this super elegant made in France air duct and slide that guy up and out. And then we'll see our center console wrapped up in its little box. It has 4 10mm nuts on 4 studs that secure it to the floor pan. Actually, this cover sandwiches the floor pan between the cabin shifter and just sucks it all together. So anyway, we'll take out these 4 nuts there. Basically, this cabin shifter assembly is just sitting on top of the heat shield there. So now we can wiggle our frame here up, and you can kind of collapse this rubber sound insulation down. Lift this and just set this aside. And You don't have to, but what I like to do is just throw a couple of nuts back on these studs so that when you're working on this assembly, it's not flopping around as much. All right, so now that we have some stability back in that cabin shifter assembly, we just lift our noise insulation and just kind of turn it inside out on top of the shifter boot. Now we can go straight to our super pin. In order to release the factory forward pivot, we're going to want to put the transmission in neutral just so there's no load. And then we've got 4 tabs. 2 of them have to compress inward. So I've got the plier on the back side, grabbing the tab, and then we'll pull down on this one and pull down on this one. So before you throw this in the trash, kind of pay attention to the orientation that it came out in, because you'll notice you have a slot up top, or just a little bit of a recession right here, and then the same thing on the other side. And you'll find those analogous features on our super pin. And so you kind of want to pay attention to the orientation that it came out, so that you can put the super pin in that same orientation. And you can kind of give it a little bit of a wiggle back and forth, and you'll feel it start to engage with the tabs that are inside there. Once you've got it lined up and it's engaged, you can kind of work it in. And we've got a little bit of an interference fit here with this tab, and then you'll come on in from the other side and use the screw and washer. It's just bottoming out on 2 tabs right here, so just put a little bit of tension on it. And then give it a little more of a knot from the other side. A little bit more tension. A little bit more of a knot. Yeah, so once the head of the pin is more or less flush with the box, then you're where you want to be, and just make sure that everything moves without binding. But that's about it for the super pin install. So we can go ahead and put our console back together if we wanted to, or we can move on to doing the shifter shaft bushings. Thanks for watching. Till next time.